Are you worried about suffering from burnout? Is it looming? These days, everyone is under pressure. Whether it's personal or professional changes or economic instability, there's no shortage of sources of stress. It's normal to feel stressed from time to time, but when the situation persists, your body may be signaling that you're experiencing burnout. When stress affects your physical and mental health, it's important to pause and take stock. Because if left unaddressed, burnout can lead to sleep disorders, health problems, and other personal and professional difficulties. The good news is that there are ways to prevent and combat burnout. In this article, discover what it is, how to recognize the symptoms, and what to do if you think you might be experiencing it.
Burnout is very real. The International Classification of Diseases, ICD-11, describes it as a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic work-related stress that has not been adequately managed. It is characterized by three dimensions: a feeling of lack of energy or exhaustion, withdrawal from work or feelings of negativity or cynicism related to work, a loss of professional effectiveness. Studies have established a link between excessive stress and an increased risk of heart disease. Social norms tend to trivialize being busy and stressed. However, it is important to recognize when what you are experiencing is no longer just ordinary daily stress.
What does burnout look like? What are the symptoms? Burnout can affect both physical and mental health. Its symptoms can vary. Changes in efficiency and performance. Has your work style changed? For example, while you used to always meet deadlines, you suddenly feel overwhelmed. You get less satisfaction from your job or your work performance. Mood changes. You experience sadness, anxiety, or irritability. It may even become difficult to get out of bed, says Mariam Ahmed. Changes in physical condition. Burnout and stress can also cause physical health problems. The psychologist advises monitoring for unexplained headaches, gastrointestinal issues, or sleep disturbances. Before concluding that these symptoms are caused by burnout, consult your doctor. He or she can rule out other possible causes of these symptoms. Changes in behavior. You might find yourself distancing yourself from friends or activities you enjoy. Perhaps you're sleeping less or more than you'd like. Burnout can lead you to engage in self-destructive behaviors, such as being glued to your phone late into the night, eating unhealthy foods, or watching TV instead of exercising. You might feel more distracted or irritable around people you love. Two of the most difficult symptoms to cope with are cynicism and negativity.
What do we mean by hiding behind a mask? Sometimes people experiencing burnout and other mental health challenges hide behind a mask. Hiding behind a mask means concealing or suppressing something within ourselves: emotions, personality traits, behaviors, or symptoms. It's a coping mechanism used to stay safe, escape people's notice, or fit in. We can even be hiding behind a mask without realizing it. Often, shame and fear of judgment from others motivate the urge to hide. It can also stem from a disconnect between how we feel right now and how we normally see ourselves. Men are more likely to mask their mental health issues than women, but anyone can do so. Hiding behind a mask at work can increase stress, worsen burnout symptoms, and even affect those around us. It should be noted, however, that managing your reputation by behaving professionally at work or politely in public is not the same as wearing a mask. Demonstrating kindness and courtesy, even when we are struggling, is practicing compassion. Hiding behind a mask is more about concealing things about ourselves so that others will accept us. It's a constant effort. A psychologist suggests talking openly about your feelings, asking others how they are feeling, and seeking help to unmask your own exhaustion and that of others. When checking in with colleagues, don't just ask a question. Listen carefully to the answer. Show that you want to know more,
and trust your instincts. Your questions should be specific, thoughtful, and timely. For example, during a quiet one-on-one with a colleague, you could ask, "How's it going with name of project? You mentioned that the project manager was changing some of your deadlines. Has the situation improved at all?" With a friend, you could go for coffee or a walk and tactfully inquire about situations or experiences that you think might be affecting him or her.
Anyone can experience burnout. The good news is that there are ways to take care of your physical and mental health. If this is your situation, or if you are starting to feel the effects of burnout, rest assured, the cycle of stress can be broken. Every little action counts, even in the most difficult times. Step 1. Press the stop button. Becoming aware of your condition is an essential step, and undoubtedly the most important, to begin healing from any emotional distress. When the emotions you feel are too intense and overwhelm you, it is important to sound the alarm and press stop to gain perspective on the situation. The first step to recovering from emotional burnout is to rest. If you have the opportunity, during this critical time, stop everything that is happening around you. Take a few moments, a few hours, or even a few days to truly unwind, to finally breathe and give yourself a real break. Take some time for yourself to analyze the situation. Some people will need to isolate themselves for a while to gain clarity, while others will need to take time off work to truly disconnect from daily life and begin this process of introspection, which starts with this pause. During this period, take the time to reconnect with yourself. Listen to your feelings and your body, which needs to regenerate. Do things slowly and mindfully to calm your mind of all the accumulated pressure. By slowing down in this way, you will clear your mind. Try to set aside some free time to relax alone and truly understand the signals your brain is sending you. In short, disconnect. Step 2. Take stock of your emotions. After this rest period, it's important to analyze the situation, to understand it. Acknowledge each emotion you experience. Learn to listen to them, since it's the overload of these emotions that has led you to this state of mental exhaustion. Identify your points of vulnerability by closely examining your days. What are your points of friction? What situations or behaviors make you feel unwanted emotions? By identifying the triggers that lead to these strong and difficult to bear emotions, you will more easily understand the reasons why. For example, burnout in a relationship can be the result of misunderstandings and a lack of communication caused by a fear of abandonment, a hurt of rejection, betrayal, humiliation, or injustice. Situations where you feel emotionally burdened need to be identified so you can avoid them as much as possible in the future. Problematic relationships with others, especially those based on constant criticism and reproach accompanied by harsh words, should be reevaluated to prevent further emotional overload. Highly sensitive people and those with high emotional intelligence are more likely to suffer from a heavy emotional burden. They more easily absorb both positive and negative energy from their surroundings and experience every emotion they encounter intensely. Analyzing your feelings will allow you to begin working on managing your emotions, and you will thus find the solution to overcome emotional exhaustion. Step 3. Rediscover sources of well-being. To live in harmony, it's important to prioritize your inner and outer well-being. Several points should be considered to regain a work-life balance. Go back to basics with nutrition. Burnout often leads to emotional eating. Fatty and sugary foods, comfort foods. During this difficult period, many people find refuge in food. However, it's essential to maintain a balance by replenishing vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to give your body the energy it needs. Aim for quality sleep. Sleep is extremely important for enjoying a full and productive day. To combat the insomnia caused by burnout, establish bedtime rituals, such as reading or heart coherence exercises, which can be beneficial. Listen to your body when it's tired and enjoy truly restorative sleep. Cherish harmonious relationships. Focus on the connections you've built with people who enrich you.
Compliments, gratitude, and kindness are essential during this period of emotional vulnerability. Eliminate dependent and toxic relationships that could cause emotional distress. List your desires and priorities. Make a list of what truly brings you joy, and especially what you regret not having the time for. Set your personal priorities, making time for hobbies that are good for your mental well-being. During periods of professional burnout, maternal exhaustion, or emotional depletion, it's crucial to find things that recharge you. These will be the pillars you can rely on to gently climb back up.
Step 4. Ask for help from your network. When you're going through a difficult emotional period, like burnout, loved ones remain an essential resource. Don't hesitate to ask for help from those around you, who are often already ready to lend a hand. If this emotional exhaustion follows a traumatic event, your loved ones will be a solid support you can rely on. Some who have experienced the same situation as you can be invaluable confidants. They can offer advice to help you recover. On the other hand, if you're suffering from burnout within your relationship, your partner may not understand the situation and needs to know what's going on in your mind to be able to react quickly. Express your feelings and needs to your partner so that they can initially understand your inner distress. Then you can find solutions together, hand in hand, through effective communication that will facilitate understanding within your relationship. If you don't have close friends or family to talk to about your emotions, you can always join support groups. Often, the people in these groups are seeking the same mental relief as you, and discussing your difficulties in a group setting provides real strength to take action and change the course of this period. In any case, don't hesitate to talk about how you're feeling with those around you: friends, family, colleagues, members of a support group, etc. Expressing your feelings helps you to free yourself from them.
Step 5. Seek appropriate therapy. To overcome emotional burnout, seeking help from healthcare professionals is sometimes recommended. When left untreated, this condition can lead to depression over time. If depression develops as a result of mental exhaustion and these symptoms are also left untreated, it is likely to worsen and develop into severe depression. The severity of burnout is often underestimated, as people must cope while continuing to perform all their daily activities. Often, a person in this situation has responsibilities they cannot delegate and represses their distress, which unfortunately will not disappear without a genuine healing process. Therapy is, in fact, a preferred approach for treating emotional burnout. Mental exhaustion is a disorder that can be effectively treated with psychotherapy sessions with a psychologist specializing in emotional management. Cognitive behavioral therapy, couples therapy, or emotional therapy, you're sure to find a method suited to your situation to free yourself from the mental burden. Sometimes medication is prescribed to complement therapy. It helps regulate mood, which is beneficial for effectively addressing this disorder. However, it is possible to recover from burnout naturally and without medication, especially if it is addressed early enough and the follow-up is properly conducted and sustained.
Step 6. Adopt new habits. To get off to a good start, there's nothing better than adopting a new routine that will refresh your daily life. After resting, identifying your blocks and limiting beliefs, and defining your sources of well-being, you're equipped to define a routine that will benefit you, both physically and mentally. Listen to your feelings and redefine a routine based on these points. Plan your mandatory tasks. Planning your schedule and the tasks you'll need to complete, week by week for example, will help you free yourself from mental overload. Delegate some activities. If possible, try delegating some tasks to your partner, children, or colleagues. This will lighten the load of all those thoughts that are constantly stored in your mind. Schedule time for yourself. Always set aside time dedicated solely to yourself during the week. Whether it's an hour or a day, this time will be an opportunity to breathe and recharge your batteries for what's to come. Incorporate a new activity. To shake up your routine, try several sports or creative activities. It's an excellent way to shift your mindset and overcome emotional burnout.
By managing your time, you learn to listen to your feelings and no longer succumb to the constant stress that mentally exhausts you. It's up to you to find the routine that makes you feel good.
Step 7. Start a new activity. To recover from emotional burnout, you must prioritize your well-being. Practicing a sport or a manual activity, using methods to reconnect with yourself, or all three at once, are excellent ways to break the pre-burnout routine and release pent-up emotions while taking time for yourself. Running, yoga, swimming, or Nordic walking are ideal sports activities for clearing your mind. Revitalize your body by getting active through regular exercise. In addition to being beneficial for proper bodily function, it releases endorphins, the feel-good hormones. Manual activities are also very beneficial for releasing emotions through creativity, art therapy, painting, drawing, sewing, gardening. The choice is vast, and you can let your imagination run wild during these gentle activities that are always good for your mental health. In addition to these activities, you can practice gentle methods to reprogram your thoughts and cultivate a positive mindset. Meditation, sophrology, and heart coherence are frequently used techniques for regaining inner calm. These three activities are ideal for freeing your mind in a way other than through words. Particularly sensitive or shy people easily become passionate about activities that allow their creativity to flow freely without the need to use words.
Step 8. Learn to express your emotions. To avoid this mental overload, it's essential to learn to express your emotions. Often, you might feel guilty for experiencing certain emotions. This is the case, for example, when you feel melancholic years after a death, even though the stages of grief seem to have been completed for everyone around you. It's important to let go of the guilt associated with what you're feeling, so you can express all your emotions, whatever they may be. To avoid emotional overload, you need to release your emotions regularly by verbalizing them. Understand that you have the freedom to feel emotions and the right to express them at any time. Emotional fatigue occurs when you allow too much tension to build up inside. Learn to let go, especially by confiding more often in your loved ones, or by starting a journal to express those frustrations that are eating you up inside. Expressing your emotions, verbally or in writing, is a very liberating exercise. Surround yourself with kind and trustworthy people who won't make you feel guilty for feeling what you're feeling. You'll then be much more inclined to share your emotions, and you'll feel much lighter in your daily life.
Work is definitely an illness, since there's such a thing as occupational medicine, said Kalush. And how are things going for you at work? In the 21st century, anyone can be affected by work-related health problems. Emotional burnout is a disorder that occurs as a result of an excessive emotional burden. It can appear following a traumatic event or after being confronted with a prolonged period of emotional stress. When the burden is too heavy, the internal and external mechanisms become disrupted and cause collateral damage, intense fatigue, sleep disorders, memory loss, etc. Fortunately, it is possible to recover from emotional burnout by identifying your well-being resources and surrounding yourself with positive and supportive people. Starting a new activity and undergoing therapy are effective solutions for getting back on track after an episode of emotional exhaustion.